up, guys? I am back. Currently driving to the shop right now, and I have some big news. Check it out. You might know what's in that box, but we finally got it in. It actually didn't take as long as I thought it would, so that's always good news. Alright guys, so we're finally here. Yes, I already opened the box. I'm sorry, couldn't wait. But it came with these two stickers, so we'll add it to the pile of stickers we have to see what we're gonna do with, because I'm sure that not all of them are gonna end up on the car, but some of them probably will. We'll see. Stickers are kind of a weird thing for me. They gotta be tasteful. Anyways, the only other thing it came with was this drain gasket, which is good. I'll take it, I'll use it. So, let's open up this box so I can show you guys all the goods. Everything got here safe. It was ordered from Full Race Motorsports, and they are the ones that ordered the turbo, and then Full Race did the 2000 degree ceramic coating on the exhaust housing. So, yep, there she is. A few other things. So this is a Precision 5858. It's good for up to 620 horsepower, which is more than our goals are. I'm only shooting for around probably 400 to 500. And once I get to 5, like, that's when we're gonna have to start thinking about a fuel return setup and maybe running E85 or meth, but that's way in the future. For now, I'll just be happy with around 400 to 450 wheel. So anyways, the other thing, this is the PTE. It's got the anti-surge housing on it, so that means, and I might catch some flack for this, but we're not gonna be running a blow-off valve. We're gonna be just getting the turbo flutter. Another reason being is that will save us some money. I don't have to buy blow-off valve. So yeah, I mean, this is it. There is no water cooling on this turbo. It is only oil feed and oil drain. So that's cool. The CX turbo has oil or water cooled, which if I were to use that turbo, I wasn't gonna run it anyways. But yeah, so real quick, I'm gonna take the turbo manifold, I'm gonna install our studs, our hardware kit, and then I'm gonna throw that in the car, and then we're gonna throw the turbo on, and then we're gonna take a look at our clearance. All right, turbo manifold's installed. I have 2 nuts on the bottom, or 2 bolts on the bottom, 2 nuts up top. There's only 1 bolt that's not installed right now. Figured there was no need for that third one. So right away, I'm thinking we're gonna clear it, just from looking at this, from having touched the new turbo and like kind of seen how thin it is back here. So it's gonna be close to this brake line for sure. But what we can do is we can bend this down, or loosen this, and then have the line angle more down so that it's not as close. But as for 8th gen Civics go, no matter what you do, if you're modifying this car, it's going to be a tight fit. It doesn't help that we have a TLS brake master cylinder in here, because the stock one, the outlet is angled upwards. Like this whole little port right here is right here, so the line snakes up there. So there's a lot more room with that. But given that we have Brembos, we can't really do that, because the stock brake master cylinder just isn't big enough for the TLS Brembos. So that's the reasoning behind that. So I'm hoping that this ABS delete kit paid off, and we're about to find out. Pray for your boy. I'm going to show you guys when I have it all mounted up, and I'm gonna give you my verdict. All right, we got some bad news. I don't know if that's gonna clear. In fact, it won't as it sits right now. It's very, very close, but yeah, unfortunately that's a little bit too close. So I'm trying to think. There's a couple solutions to this. One would just be to throw a stock SI brake master cylinder back in this thing. 2 would be, I'm looking at this and this looks odd to me compared to some other pictures I've seen. Usually the turbo is a little bit more this way. I'm not sure why this one is different. I'm wondering if it's because it's a K24. The head is still a K20 Z3, but Anyway, from most pictures I've seen, the turbo doesn't look this far up, if that makes sense. But yeah, that took a little bit. I had to get this clocked because the outlet was hitting the harness here. So yeah, I had to fix that. Also, I could only get 2 studs in here. I think when they ceramic coated it, I think the coating that's inside is getting in the way of the bolts just a little bit, so we'll have to drill out these holes on the housing so we get a little, just a little bit more clearance. But overall, it looks gorgeous sitting in there. And here's the feed, so it's already clocked pretty much. I think the only thing, we might need to move this up a little bit more, but feed's gonna go right here. We just need to get the proper fitting for that, which we might have in there, honestly. But my hands are oily now. Anyways, the turbo looks great sitting there. This is definitely motivating. We've only got a few small problems to work through. The major one being that it doesn't clear that brake line, so we'll figure it out one way or the other for sure. But yeah, I think I might leave that sitting in there for a while till the wastegate comes, because that is absolutely gorgeous. I was really hoping I'd have enough clearance here, but if any of you have a K24, K20 motor and you're trying to sidewinder boost it, just keep in mind, if you have Brembos like I do, which I really want to keep, you're more than likely running this brake master cylinder as well, because your front brakes are way bigger than stock. So I'm not sure, man. I might have to just go back to stock brakes, if that would make it cheaper and easier. Anyways, I might have to go back to stock brakes. So we're gonna think about our options for a bit while we wait for this wastegate, and we'll come up with something. In the meantime, I'm sure there's some other projects we can tackle. We can't really throw any of that stuff back on. I don't want to put the subframe back in until I know for sure what we're doing. The subframe does need to go back in at some point. We're kind of done under the car. The only reason we really needed to drop that was for the transmission and the oil pan. So that stuff's all done. So technically we could throw this subframe back in the car and it would be a roller again. My only issue with that is that takes away a lot of the free space I have down here. So I really would prefer to wait to do that until we have everything situated up here. Like we know everything's gonna fit and all that good stuff. One way or the other, I just wanna be clear. One way or the other, this car will run. This car will, everything will fit eventually. It might take a little time, it might be expensive, but we're already way too far into it to just not do it. So don't think we're not gonna finish anything. It's all gonna get done. It's just a matter of how expensive is it all gonna be when it's all said and done. So, all right. So I'm messing around with the vibrant drain. It just barely taps this bolt on the turbo. So that kind of sucks. I wish they made this a little bit smaller, but I was able to still get it tight. So it's on there. The next step, need to build the drain line so I can test fit that. I'm hoping by some miracle it fits, even though pretty sure it won't. All right, guys, so it is a different day now. I needed to take some time, do some research, kind of figure out our best option for fixing the issue that we have, the major issue that is, and I think we found it. So the guy who makes the ABS delete kit for the 8th gen Civic and for RSXs, he's not limited to the 8th gen. Actually, most of the stuff he makes is for RSX cars. So if you have one of those, you probably know who I'm talking about. But in any case, I hit him up. Super cool guy. I'm gonna put his information like right here so you guys can go check him out. Super cool dude. He responded to me probably a couple hours after I messaged him. He follows me on Instagram, everything. Seems like a really nice guy. Anyways, so I sent him pictures of my little clearance issue here, and I asked him about possibly swapping those fittings with banjo bolts, because a banjo bolt will bolt directly into here and then it'll come straight out this way, so you don't have this massive line that's kind of causing clearance issues. So he immediately responded. He sent me what I needed to buy. He didn't have any at the time, but he sent me a link. So I bought 2 of them just in case. We might do the back line as well as a banjo. So I went ahead and ordered all that stuff. So when that gets here, what we're gonna do is we're probably going to either use this side, but have it facing downward so that it comes, instead of coming out to the side here, it points down and then still goes back down to the distribution block or the proportioning valve. And we're probably gonna do that for both. Might as well do both. Bought both, it was pretty cheap. I'm like very positive that that will give us enough space, and that way I won't have to go back to a stock brake master cylinder, because I would really like to keep my Brembos. They stop great, they look cool, and I want this car to be overall pretty when it's done, so I prefer to not go back to stock brakes. But anyways, that should give us enough space. Now, with that being said, our downpipe is still going to be very close to the brake master cylinder and the banjo bolt and these lines subsequently. Well, here it is. It's just an oil feed adapter -4AN for precision journal bearing 5858, blah blah blah. It's a -4 fitting. I don't know, I know that the side that goes onto the feed line is -4 because this feed line is a -4, but I'm not sure what size that is. So I mean, if you know, throw in the comments, but pretty sure this will work. I'm not too worried about it. If not, I'll go to I'll go to Home Depot or something and figure something out. All right, well, Dean's here now. We have to drill these holes in our brand new turbo because CX Racing didn't line up the studs properly, and we have to be able to obviously attach the turbo for when we get this all changed over, so we make sure we have clearance. But yeah, the studs are in. There he goes. Anyways, like the way that they threaded the holes for the studs, it's just a little bit off center, so we have to widen these holes just a little bit so we can actually fit the turbo properly. I hate it, it sucks, but
Chinese?
Yeah, Chinese. I'm not buying any manifolds, so. Well, we'll be back when we're done and get it fitted. All right, well, we got it in here. It's still pretty tight, but I really don't want to drill more, so we're just gonna leave it at that. You know there's washers to go with this, right?
Well, it's just for temporary.
Yeah. We're just gonna stick the nuts on so you can see how the whole thing looks. And yeah.
That's not working.
What's not working?
The bolt's hitting the side of the turbo.
Oh my god. No.
Or the nut is hitting the side of the turbo.
So's that one, isn't it?
Yeah.
What the fuck, dude? That's weird. That shouldn't be
It's
that.
such a tight... It's a lot more tight than you
These
think.
are meant for T3 turbos. Alright, well, we've ran into another issue.
We're gonna have to either...
We're gonna have to just trim these nuts.
Yeah, we're gonna...
I don't want...
It's gonna be a pain in the butt.
I don't want to trim the... I mean, I guess we could sand them.
Yeah, but...
That one's not gonna fit either, I can already see. Oh, maybe it will. Man, why is it just problem after problem with me? I swear to God. This sucks. Yeah, maybe we could just find new nuts that don't have that shit.
Yeah, I mean, you could find...
Well, problem is that it needs that contact surface.
I know.
So that it meets those washers right there. That means the washers might have to get trimmed too.
Might need smaller washers.
Alright guys, I think I'm gonna end the video here. Like, comment, subscribe, do whatever you gotta do. Give us some comments. Tell us if you got any ideas, hit us up. We'll respond to any comments. It's not like we get a lot, so whatever works. But yeah, we'll see you guys next time.